Hi, I'm Mark Hall, CEO of Revalue.io, and welcome to starting your career in clean energy. A little bit about myself. I started in energy efficiency in the private sector about 5 years ago after a career working for the City of Oakland's Parks and Recreation Department, managing capital improvement projects. And as a project manager for the city, I often had to work on project teams in buildings. We were not, in my department, we weren't responsible for maintaining the buildings or actually making the improvements. We were managers of the buildings, and so we worked with the Public Works Agency that would actually make the improvements to the buildings. And so when I left the City of Oakland, I continue to explore ways to connect my previous experience with some of the existing transitions that are going on, and that's what brought me into energy efficiency, and that's where I am today. We're going through several different transitions currently relevant to the training today. We're going through a clean energy transition and many climate and social and racial justice transitions. So the clean energy transition we're going through involves moving from clean energy, dirty energy to clean energy. And so you may see the equipment behind me. I'm actually sitting in front of a power pole, and you see this gentleman is actually on a power pole. The electricity that comes out of our power pole, out of our sockets now, comes from dirty energy sources, fossil fuels. And so we're transitioning to get energy from cleaner sources, renewable sources of energy like solar and wind. And so through that transition and that process, we have to prepare our buildings for that process. And so energy efficiency is a way to prepare buildings for that. And so as we explore how to make connections in these transitions, you think about an environmental transition. What are the opportunities to kill more than one bird, for lack of a better example, with one stone? So as we're transitioning from dirty energy to clean energy, are there opportunities to address some of the environmental and social justice issues that are out there? A lot of the communities that are suffering from social and racial injustice often live in areas that are disproportionately impacted by negative or unhealthy environments. There's large concentrations of our communities living near industrial plants, or just living in buildings that are unhealthy overall. They cost more to heat because they're old heating systems. There may be old paint that's hazardous to our health. And so as we go through all these transitions, what are the opportunities for us right now, and how can we see the cup as half full instead of half empty? How can we take care of some of these long-standing issues within the transition? And so the opportunity for that is, like we like to say, EE before PV, right? So realizing the full transition will be getting our energy through these power lines. But it'll be clean energy. It'll be actually generated from, like you see in the picture here, solar panels, right? But you can't just put icing on an unbaked cake, right? We like to say EE before PV because you want to put the icing on the cake after it's baked. So energy efficiency is pretty much baking the cake so that you can come and put the solar on as the icing, right? So we like to say energy efficiency before photovoltaics. That's what PV is. Solar energy coming from the sun hits those panels and is translated into electricity that we use from our sockets. So thank you very much for joining us today, and we're looking forward to exploring more about how you can begin your career in clean energy.